Hey, welcome to the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show. So glad you're here with us today. We're going to show you how to light a pit barrel cooker. And I've got Bucky McCulley on the right and Greg Gilbert on the left. So that'll be quite a tandem to show you how. Of course, there's the pit barrel cooker, and there's the briquette pan, basket as they call it. We use Kingsford. And the reason we use Kingsford, it gives you a very smooth running fire. It burns evenly, and then that way you can depend on it to deliver a full 8 to 10 hour cook in the pit barrel cooker. They'll be getting started here in just a second. They're going to pour the, here comes Frank. Frank was a little late today, but that's okay. Bucky's trying to light it already, but he won't listen. It's not time to do that yet. I've got Greg. He's going to fill up the basket with the charcoal briquettes. Kingsford, blue bag. Did you know Henry Ford invented charcoal? He sure did. He was the first person elected to the Barbecue Hall of Fame, Henry Ford. He burned the boxes. The neat thing about Henry Ford, he specified the wood crates that the parts came in. And the reason he did that, he specified the size. After he got the parts out of the crate, he used them as a floorboard. And then whatever he had left over, he figured out how to make charcoal. And after a while, he sold it. It was Ford charcoal. He used to sell it in his showrooms. After a while, he sold it to his cousin named Kingsford, hence Kingsford charcoal. Now he's filled up the ash pan, or not the ash pan, but the briquette pan, charcoal pan. Bucky's going to take the charcoals out of the pan. He's going to fill up the small pit barrel cooker chimney. Now, this is how you do it. This is the correct way to do it. It gives you the right number to set it up for an 8 to 10 hour cook. I've seen them go as long as 12, but it's a little cold out there today. It's going to use some more. There's Frank carrying around his brisket. He's dying to show it to me. It's not time yet, Frank. Take it back. All right, now Bucky's going to light the two Weber they call them marshmallows. They're not marshmallows. They're little flammable things. I forget what they're called. I'll call them doodads, whatever. You buy them. I've got them here at my store. You can buy them anywhere. They're real handy. Excuse me. Got a cold. Awful cold. Just a terrible cold today. All right, Bucky's got them lit, and he's going to put that charcoal right over the two lit Weber marshmallows. We're going to get that charcoal nice and hot. It only takes about 7 to 10 minutes. It doesn't take a whole long time. So that'll be kind of cool. And while they're doing that, now Frank, there's Jimmy coming to work. Now, Frank, I want to see the brisket. Frank is so proud of that brisket. Look at him. He's like strutting around like a peacock. There's a nice brisket. Yes, sir. There it is. Nice brisket. Put your barbecue seasoning all over it. Let's go to the small camera. There you go. Isn't that nice? Nice point. Look at that flat. That flat's got a lot of meat on it. Frank picked them out of go. And I think Frank goes to Costco and gets his briskets. I go across the street to Walmart. I think Frank goes to Costco and buys those prime briskets they have down there. Nice point. Can't see it real good because of all the sauce, or all the rub rather he's got on it, but it looks good. And meanwhile, the charcoal is starting to smoke real nice, starting to light. It doesn't take long to light those briquettes with the two Weber marshmallows. Here's Greg's checking it out. And now Greg's going to take the basket here in just a moment. He's going to pick it up just like so. He's going to put it in the bottom of the pit barrel cooker. I've got a pan bottom on the basket so the charcoals don't burn into the bucket, or into the pit barrel rather. And you can do that. It doesn't matter. They sell it. We sell them. I think they're $30, something like that. It's not real expensive. And we're just waiting on the charcoal to get hot and flammable. And they're sitting around talking, and you can see in the background my service station. There's, of course, we're by the ice machine. You've probably seen the FedEx trucks coming in and out. Yeah, they have FedEx buys all their gas here, at the Midnight Oil in Ooltewah, where the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply is located, right next door. That's Bucky McCulley on the right, Greg Gilbert in the middle, Frank Blair on the left. And we are going to hang a brisket in just a few moments, so stay with us, and we're going to show you how to light the pit barrel cooker correctly. Now, a lot of people use chunk charcoal, and you can if you want to. If you're into that, I got no problem with that. But this is my deal. Charcoal, when it's a uniform size, it burns nice and smoothly. That way, you get used to it, I should say. And you can replicate the burn over and over and over. And with good barbecue, that's what you want to do, is be able to repeat the process over and over and over. And that makes the best barbecue. That makes the best fire, because it's all about fire management. I don't know what Frank's doing. He's trying to talk to me. I didn't have the sound turned on when I filmed this. So Frank's but he didn't have a microphone on anyway, but that's just Frank. He's a great guy, great neighbor. I know what we're talking about. He was telling me, I asked him, I said, Frank, what are you going to do with that brisket? He said, well, I've got some friends coming over in the neighborhood. We're going to have like a little get together. Now, I could literally hit a 7-iron from my backyard and hit the top of Frank's house. So we are neighbors. We're close. If he yells on the front porch, I could hear him. I didn't get invited to his little gathering. So I'm going to find out where it is tomorrow, and I might crash it. Can you imagine having me as a neighbor and not invite me over? Especially when I'm cooking the brisket. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That charcoal is just about ready. It doesn't take long. Like I said, I think it was less than 15 minutes. I think this video is less than 15 minutes long. So you'll be able to tell. Frank's telling Greg and Bucky all about the pit barrel cooker. Frank carries a cup with him every hour of the day. He drinks about 5 pots of coffee in the morning, and about 10:30 he carries his tea with him. I forget, some gallon of this tea, and he drinks tea all day long. Frank had a few health issues earlier last year, about the middle of last year, but he's come back from them really well. He's doing real well. He's a great neighbor. Mows his yard, keeps flowers in the yard. That's all you can ask of a neighbor. Keep the place looking good. Frank does a good job. Now, Greg, that guy in the middle, he's a unique fellow. He works for a moving company. He sells moves. And Bucky on the right, he's got a unique job. He's the president and owner of independent underground tank testing, ITTTT, something like that. And what he does, he tests underground tanks at service stations. He tests my tanks. I've known Bucky for about I've been here 36 years. I've known Bucky for about 33 years. He's a regular. Comes by every morning, gets gas, coffee, so's Greg. Just a neighborhood place we've got here at the Midnight Oil and the Owl's Nest Barbecue Store. There's Frank in the way. He's good at that. Showing the hooks. And this is what we're going to hang the brisket on. I asked him to go in the back and get the hooks. And those are the hooks that we're going to use on the brisket. So we're just about ready to put the charcoal. Yeah, we're bringing the brisket around. And I've got Bucky. He's going to pick up the big red hot glove here in just a second. He's going to pour those. Excuse me. It's cold. It's terrible. I'm not in the recording studio. I'm at the gas station doing this, so you're getting kind of a live sound and a live background. It's not the best, but it's not too bad. Bucky's getting ready. He's going to grab a red glove here in a minute after Frank finishes struggling with these hooks in this brisket. I've showed him how to do this 100 times, at least 100 times. So easy. What he's trying to do, he's trying to keep the bottom hook in the brisket like it was a fish. You got to go through it like it was a fish lip and make it come out the other end. So I don't know if I've showed him. I don't think he's ever done it himself, though. But I think he got it. think he's about ready to hold it up. Give it the test. No, he's still struggling with it a little bit. There you go, Frank. It's going to go all the way through the... There you go. How about that, folks? Hanging a brisket in the pit barrel cooker. That's nice. That's a nice brisket. Love to hang briskets in the pit barrel. Best way to eat a brisket, folks. Pit barrel cooker. Hang it right over the fire. Doesn't burn. It cooks evenly. That heat source in the pit barrel cooker in the bottom, that basket of charcoal, it kind of swirls like a rotisserie. And it is, without a doubt, the best way to cook a brisket I have found. Now Bucky's getting the heat glove, the big red mitt, and he's going to go over there. And I don't know why the video stopped. Huh. That's weird. Why did that stop? No, there it is. There you go. He's at least reaching in there and he's spreading it out. Making sure it's even. Pretty even. Doesn't have to be super even, but do the best you can. But this is the way to do it. Using charcoal, blue bag charcoal briquettes. I know that you see on the pit barrel cookers, they use different types of charcoals. And this is the newest and greatest thing. I've never seen so much hoopla over charcoal in my life. It's just a heat source, folks. It doesn't make the meat. You make the meat. Now he's putting the rods in the pit barrel. Those actually act as the dampers, so that's why you want to use those. The pit barrel cooker is an incredible cooking machine. Now there's Bucky. I told Frank to hang it, but Frank was out and doing something, probably getting another cup of coffee. And there's Bucky hanging it right on the rod. And voila. It is hung on the pit barrel cooker. He's adjusting it so it hangs in the middle of the rod. Now you want to say, sometimes you say, well, why is that other rod in there? Like I said, that acts as the dampers, and that acts as the heat control. It makes that thing run about 285 degrees. Now Gray's going to put about 3 pieces of hickory down in there. Give it a little hickory wood flavor. I prefer oak, but the local grocery store only had hickory, so I had to use it. And there it is. Now Bucky did not do the traditional pop on the top. Maybe Frank will do it. Let's see. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Is he going to hit the top of the horseshoe there? Is he going to do it? Do it, Frank. Do it. Come on. You know you want to do it. Hit the top. The traditional top. That's it, folks. You have seen the lighting of the pit barrel cooker live from the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply Store here in Oldwall, located right next to the Midnight Oil. Appreciate you watching, everyone. And we'll see you again down the road. The Pit Barrel Cooker, available at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply Store in Oldwall, right next to the Midnight Oil. Now, Gray's going to put about 3 pieces of hickory down in there. Give it a